Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign. Then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Pisces, this is a bonus reading for you. And our card tonight is the Chariot. Oh boy, the Chariot. Getting things done. All right, let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to throw a little like or leave a comment, please do. Especially if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comments. Okay. So I feel like we have somebody with well, now we have a K over here. I was thinking somebody with a name that has an I or an I sound in it. But we also have the K. Now I wonder if these are two different names though. Maybe it's somebody with a K name, somebody with an I name, or a prominent I in the name. So I feel like I'm just getting this sense of like play acting, almost like for some reason I'm thinking of like a puppets, right? Now we have, it looks like a Capricorn, which is funny. I just did a Capricorn reading, but it looks like that sea goat, right? If you can't think of the Capricorn, since you're not a Capricorn, if you don't know what it looks like, I'm going to show you right here. It's very, very strange. It is a goat with the little sea tail, and I have this because I was just reading for Capricorn. But it does it has that tail right here. But it looks like the hands are up, and I can imagine, you can see, it's kind of like this. It looks like a little puppet. Now we have a person standing here with the head right there, and here's the body. Here it looks like they're also holding a puppet up. So I get this kind of impression that there is a sense of play. There's a sense of just like a really interesting, fun rapport with somebody in your life. And they maybe are a Capricorn person, since we do have that Capricorn figure, right? So, you know, I don't know if this is at work or if this is like maybe your spouse or your significant other, your child even, but it is somebody who you spend a lot of time with. Okay. And I think that, you know, there's a sense of really having some fun together, just enjoying the time, right? And it goes by so quickly. It's not kind of one of these things where you're like, oh, I have to be around so-and-so all day long today. We're working this shift together. You know, you're like, oh, tight. Like we're going to have some fun. This is going to go quickly. You know, we just get into that zone and we just really kind of, you know, fit together in this way. Okay. And so, that feels like such a positive energy in your life. Absolutely. Having that kind of connection with somebody. Especially if it's family. That's really awesome because, you know, does it suck so much when you are around family all the time and you don't like each other? You don't get along, you know? That's difficult. So if you are, you know, in a place where it's like, yeah, we really connect. We actually enjoy each other's company. That is such a blessing. Now, we have a person on a horse right here. So I know that there's some kind of movement happening. We also have the Chariot, okay? And I do feel like this is maybe a transitional time for you. This might be that you are actually moving. This could be that there's like a shifting of relationship in your life some way. You maybe are moving out or moving in, or you know, something going on. Maybe the kids are going off to college, or you know, going and getting their first place, or you know, something. It feels like there's something substantial changing. I do feel like there's a bit of, and it kind of just reminds me of like a troll, or like some kind of, you know, like beastie of some kind. And I feel like this is kind of almost this lingering background feeling that it is a little bit of dread going through this change. Not always easy for a Pisces person. Although you are fairly fluid in the things that you do, when it is something at the core, right, of your living, it can get you really kind of thrown into this emotional state and feeling just maybe, you know, a little extra, like maybe you're crying a little or tearing up a little more, you know, like you're watching a commercial and you start to feel a little weepy and you're like, what's going on, you know? But I think it's kind of just really stirring those emotional waters. Ultimately, though, I think that you know that life is change. And not only is life change, it often leads to new and exciting things. And I think that you know that, you feel that. It's hard, right? It's hard when something has been how it's been, or you've lived in a place for so long and now everything is kind of changing and feels new, and there, you know, it's the unknown factor. But I feel that you're very much on board here, you know, and ready to kind of see what happens. So ultimately, I don't see you getting in your own way, right? And that's the thing about the Chariot here, is that I imagine that, you know, it's usually has a lot to do with just really working hard to kind of go from one point to the next point. There's this transitional energy going on. Putting extra, if you could imagine, like on a one of those old steam engines, right? And if you have ever seen kind of depictions or pictures of, there would be you know, the furnace. I don't know what it was called exactly, but like a furnace where they would shovel coal into it to burn, and the it would keep the, okay, here we go. Mom, I was going to say mom. I call myself to my daughter. Mom does not know what that means. No. I'm not an engineer, so I don't exactly know how it all works, but they would, you know, keep the fire going, right? And this would power the engines to keep moving. And so it's a lot of work. It's hot. Oof. Hot, hot, hot. Terrible conditions, right? Inhaling just the most awful things. Thick coal, right? If you've ever felt coal or held coal and got it on your hands or smelt it, you know. If you've ever had like a barbecue and used coal, you know it's thick. This is thick smoke, not steam, smoke. And yeah, it's difficult situation. So the Chariot has this energy. It is working hard to get things moving, to continue from one point to the next. And sometimes while we're in the midst of this, and we're working hard, we're doing, you know, all that we can to get it going, moving. Sometimes we get in the way of our own selves. We fall right in front of that chariot and it just absolutely barrels right over us, right? This is kind of akin to getting burnt out, overstimulated, overwhelmed, you know, doing so much that everything starts to kind of fall apart, okay? Now, I feel that you know this about yourself, so even though you maybe are doing something that is scary and it is something that maybe is outside of your comfort zone, you maybe have chosen it. It's like, yeah, I chose to move, but now I'm in the middle of, you know, the packing and taking carloads, and I'm in this new apartment or this new house or whatever, and I'm not settled in, but I feel kind of, you know, discombobulated. But I know that I chose this, and I know that it should be what I want. Maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe it will come soon. Maybe it'll take some time, but I'm going to keep working at it. Okay. And that's what I feel like you're there, right? You're working towards it, and not letting that kind of lingering troll, that gnome, that giant thing that's just, you know, following you around, that ogre. That's what I was thinking of, the ogre. Don't let it take over your thinking, okay? Don't scare yourself, right? You're doing what you feel you should do. And I know that about you, Pisces. You do not make moves unless you feel so inclined to do so, okay? So, and I don't mean just moving your house, right? I just mean in life, making different moves, taking the job, leaving the job, you know, coupling up with somebody or not, right? Whatever it is, you definitely put thought into what you're doing, and you don't just passively go along with things, not often anyways. So we also have this heart right here, okay? So I do feel like through all of this, there is a sense of not only that fun partnership you have at the beginning, but there is a lot of love in your life. I feel like you're really in this with your people, your family, your friends, your coworkers, whatever it is. There's a sense of kinship, of a bond, of not being kind of the only one here going through it. And so I feel like there is a lot of love, and we do have these hearts all over here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have or are going to be, I mean, maybe you're in the middle of courting, but there seems to be somebody that's almost like a soulmate. Maybe they are your soulmate, one of your soulmates. Maybe they are the soulmate. I don't know. However you like to think of what a soulmate is, right? I am of the belief we have many soulmates in our life, right? Now, they're not all on the same level, of course, but yeah, we will meet a variety of people who are kindred to our spirit. And so, it might be that you are coming into this place where, yeah, you're meeting somebody, you're with somebody, you are, flourishing in the light of your connection. But there seems to be this real sense of love. And this is really what helps get you through the most difficult parts of whatever this process is that you're going through. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm looking up here. We have a person who looks like they are meditating. And then up here, we have a person that looks like they're looking through a telescope into the divine, right? Into the cosmos. And Also, it looks like it says, I love, right there, I love. And I don't know what that is. I think a C. It's a C, right? I thought it was for a second, I'm going to be real with you. I thought it was like I don't even want to say it. It was like a phallic symbol, but it is a C. I'm seeing it's all together. C. Okay, I love, and maybe it's a person with a C name, right? But up here, I feel there really is a sense of, you know, also taking time to make sure that you're looking into self, right? You are getting into these places of imagination, active imagination, daydreaming, contemplation, meditation, mantra, postures, passes, you know, all of the beautiful tools that we have, so many more, you know, these are the things that are kind of, you know, as you dabble in different techniques, they're kind of like, if you can think of like a jailer's keychain. And now I'm not saying this is like a jail, right? But a keychain, those loops, right? Maybe like a janitor, right? They have the loop, they have all the keys, tons of keys. The more we practice different things like yoga, tantra, active imagination, lucid dreaming, astral work, ceremonial magic or religious rituals, you know, whatever. I'm not going to list everything because there's so many things. But as we explore them and we try them, we employ them into our lives, it's like we're adding keys to our loop, right? So we have access to more and more and more of ourselves, of the universe, of the divine. And so I feel like this is a calling to you to kind of, yeah, partake in some of that. Definitely. Okay. So we're going to go over here. We're going to check these out. We have the Whispering Woods oracle cards. And then these ones are the Woodland Warden cards. And I'm going to do one of each and we're going to see how they go together. So I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. And it says, oh yes, joy. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower. And no doubt you will revel in the result. In the result. Yes. Spreading your joy around. Always, when you can get to that vibe, right? It feels so nice to see people enjoying themselves, to see people smiling. Nothing in my life, and I will tell you this, like, I know this from the bottom of my heart, nothing in my life will ever compare to the sensation, the feeling of seeing my daughter smile. If I've done something, said something to her, held her, you know, we're cuddling, we're sitting out in the sun, we're looking at the birds, and we're laughing, and she's smiling, and there's nothing that can compare to that. That feeling of not only spreading joy, but partaking in that with somebody, especially somebody that you love so much. Nothing compares to it. There's nothing. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to flip through. We'll stop where it feels right. And these are the Woodland Wardens. And it says the Salamander. Oh, this is my favorite card. The Salamander and Black Pepper. Okay, inspiration. The salamander in alchemy is the elemental for fire. Okay, the creative force, the turner of the wheels of the fires. The one putting the coal into the furnace, right? Now black pepper, whew, my favorite. I wear black pepper oil every day. I probably smell like my cooking. There's something about black pepper. And it's weird because I didn't have such an attraction to it until I had that thing that will remain unnameable, that thing that kept us in our house for a few years, couple years. The thing that, you know, we all have avoided trying not to get. You know, I had it a few times now, you know, since my daughter started school. But after I had that and my smell came back, I just mustard and I don't wear mustard, but I love the taste of mustard now. I put it in everything. But pepper, it's the pepper. I don't know. I just want to go put some more on because it just smells so good. And it feels inspiring to me as well. So we have the fires of inspiration. We have the joy as well. So you are really in a beautiful place there, Pisces. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And honestly, I hope that you know that. If it feels like nobody loves you, I want you to know that I love you. Okay? And I'm here for you. And so if you would be so kind as to like the video, the reading, hit that little like button. It does help the channel a lot. The numbers have been so funky throughout spring and early summer. I don't know. You know, it's up and down. So we'll see. But also, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And what else? If you want to leave a comment, definitely do. I read them all. It sometimes takes me a minute to get through them, to kind of reply. And honestly, the channel has been growing so much these last months that it's hard to keep up with replying to each one. But I want you to know I do read them all. And I remember your screen names and I remember your little profile pictures and stuff if you have one. And I remember your stories, absolutely. You know, there are plenty of people on the channel that have been here for a few months, that have been here for over a year. And I remember the things that you tell me in the comments, your emails, and so on. So I just want you to know if I don't heart it or I don't say something back to you, that doesn't mean I didn't receive it, because I do. I read all of them. Somebody the other day was asking if I had read their comment from like a month ago. They had asked for, oh no, they said that some of the numbers in my reading came up in the lottery, one of like maybe a state lottery or I don't know. But yeah, I remembered it. And they were like, do you remember when I said that to you? Yes, I do, definitely. And I want you to know that, you know, yeah, I actually told my husband about it. And I was like, oh, wow. I almost accidentally predicted some numbers from the lottery. So that's cool. I've never gambled, but, or bought lottery tickets, but, I don't even know how many you need for the lottery, or maybe they're different ones. I don't know, but yeah. So anyways, I do remember. I carry it with me. So, I want to go ahead again to tell you I love you, and I got to get going. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and we'll talk here in just a couple days from now, actually. So, yes.